Hey, hi, good evening, everyone. First of all, thanks a lot for taking out time, I think, on a Friday evening for coming to the event. So, I think we'll try to here touch base on a combination or a blend of legal and financial services. I think when it comes to financial services, I think a lot of events and a lot of discussions, panel debates, etc., happen on how to scale that. But the most uh, I think untouched part, or which is not discussed at all, is with respect to collections, and that too in collections. I think legal is separate, further subdomain of it, which no one wants to talk about, and it is considered somewhat of a black box, right? Where anything which comes out of it is a bonus, versus what exactly, how you can mathematically define or how you can digitally do anything there and expect some results. So I think I'll maybe give a brief about how we started. I think we firstly started Credgenics. It was law wagon, so it started from a legal domain, and the first area which we entered and we thought we'll digitize is around the legal ecosystem. I think now firstly I'll just take 1 minute to I think describe that why exactly is collections important, or why exactly it's specifically in the financial services industry, right? When we talk about India, right, it is a highly credit deprived market, and for the same reason almost all the fintech lenders and BFCs etc. are growing so rapidly. Like, just to give an anecdote, I think in terms of credit to GDP, I think India is somehow like $2,500, and that too when you compare it with household debt to GDP ratio, it's like how, but that actually that's an indicator of how much credit is penetrated in the economy. I think that's roughly 40%, which is almost I think half of US, or maybe I think 1/4 of any developed economy. And I think which all countries are like if you talk about US, right, like there are almost 300 million people and 1.2 billion credit cards, which essentially means that 4 credit card per person, which is the US market standard. In India, this is just a comparison, I think, to just give some analogy as to what is the like the positioning in terms of the credit penetration in India, right? On a population base of 1.5 billion, we have some 60 million credit cards. So credit card is just a indicator of loan penetration, but it essentially showcases there's a huge gap, and there is a long way to go when it comes to giving out loans to the under-deprived segment and figuring out how we can penetrate the credit in the economy. Now for that, I think even lenders have access to capital, but I think most of them are skeptical on how to deploy it, because the second question which comes is how you will collect. But I think the comfort on collections is what everyone wants to have as to scale the loan book. So I think from that, there we saw that maybe I think apart from how we can digitize collections, also legal is one area I think which is completely like ignored, or I would say that at least from a if you talk to any CRO or maybe I think business head, right, they will try to focus more on sourcing, and then I think trying to collect till a certain delinquency bucket and then leave it to legal, whatever comes out as a bonus. So that mindset I think can be changed if we actually say that the legal can also be digitized to some extent, and we can reduce some dependency on like the courts etc., because any which is courts are burdened, which is like everyone knows that there are crores of cases pending, and like you get timelines etc. So now when it comes to at least legal with respect to collections, whether it's section 138 or anything, right, you know that there's big timelines of clearances, and hence everyone avoids it. So from that perspective, we saw that ODR is a big a game changer in terms of at least helping resolve those disputes a little faster, and also making it convenient for even the borrowers who genuinely want to represent, right? It's not a one-way street. So I think here we saw that as an opportunity where actually both the parties can come together and solve it amicably, I think, from an ODR perspective. So we also ventured in this, and also now we are like, as per the industry, I think a lot of legal veterans are here. They'll discuss. I'm not the right person to comment on what the recent regulations and the legal landscape is, but yeah, I think we then started with our own institute by the name of Jupiter Council of Mediation and Arbitration, which was separately carved out considering the changing landscape as to how we can promote this and make this a mainstream way to resolve disputes. I think having said that, that is just the starting point. Maybe I think there will be a deep discussion which will happen on the legal side. But yeah, that's from my side. Thanks a lot.